the kids, the kids, like I hear the kids throwing indirects, right? Talking amongst each other and throwing indirects, like, go home, we're your family, shit like that, and throwing rocks at the same time, on and off, switching, and sometimes they even like yell and they talk at the same time. So it's all very interesting, and was they're very much like I hear them side by side. The dogs, they had never come out until now here in Durango, was something that I forgot to say. The dogs never come out to demonstrate any sign of anything. You know that was as much as I would see. Living on the street where they would piss and they would shit in front of me. That was as much as abnormality that I would catch, because I mean, if they do it once, you can't say nothing, right? I mean, I didn't have the opportunity to record it, but if I catch a dog, pissing in front of me, you're to say, well, that's normal, right? The dog's pissing. What are you talking about? But if I were to make a whole bunch of videos in which every time I see a dog, it either shits or pisses in front of me, and you're going to say, God damn, there's a whole bunch of videos in a very short amount of time. Then I could prove it. Then I could prove it. But I can't prove it just saying it. And so these dogs, they never came out until now. Until now, here in Durango, to start, emphasizing or trying to say in one way or another through actions that they're spiritual guides, right? To integrate this therapy, that they're spiritual guides. I'm a vegetarian. I don't know what they don't understand. I'm a vegetarian, you know. And so maybe in the future they'll have some different approach. For the time being, that's what it is. But anyways, that was just something that I wanted to say, that they have never came out of hiding, and until now, until now, until this part of my life, have I ever seen what they're doing today, or better yet said, heard, because I don't see them, I just hear them, you know. But it's intensive, very very intensive. And like I was saying about the kids, they're going off, and like you hear them right beside the dogs, and then you hear them like yelling like and then saying a word or two through the yelling. you know you're to say, that's intensive. It's intensive. Like I hear it. Like I'm not like getting drugged. I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm not, how would you say it, I'm not inhaling, spray paint. I'm not inhaling glue. I'm sober, you know. I'm sober. So I observe it, if I was like freaking getting stoned or something, I would understand, like with some type of methamphetamine or something, I would understand with spray paint. I would understand you're going crazy, you're hearing things, right? You're hearing things. But as a conscious person, it's like, how can I prove it? How can I prove this? How can I demonstrate that this is what they're doing, right? And so, anyways, um, I wanted to say that the kids, you can hear them, you know, right there. Like I said, you can hear them, and if I were to approach them, they were instantly act different. It's very much like someone acting stupid. Like when as far as I can relate, is like when a person, a person, or two people don't like a certain person. Like I remember when I was a kid, like if I was talking to somebody, and somebody like that was, I'll be like, hey, act stupid. You act a little bit different. You act a little bit different, and you do it instantly. You know what I'm saying? I guess there's a whole bunch that I can say that not I can say, but there's a whole bunch that can be said about the topic, right? But that's as much as as manipulating as a person, uh, as me being manipulative because I never was like that, you know. But that's as fast as close as I can get, as close as I can relate, you know, to say what is it, you know. And so as a kid, that's what I would do, you know. Here comes this person, you know, act stupid, act stupid. That's as far as I can relate, you know. But these kids, it's almost as if, well, it feels like if their conscience, like if they have lived numerous and possibly, I don't know how many hundreds of lives, right? And it's almost as if they're conscious because they're throwing, you know, it's almost as someone's talking shit. And as soon as you approach them, as soon as you approach them, they change. And they're kids. And they're kids. Because I could hear them. I could hear them. But if I were to go up to them, you know, if I were to go up to them, they change. They start to act like kids. And it's like, what the hell? It's some very interesting shit, right? And so, but the fact remains that if they are kids, you know, if they are kids that are throwing indirects and not some shape shifting witch, you know, that appears to be a kid, you know, because I've seen that in a video where, you know, they are able to shapeshift, you know, and so that can also be happening. So, but in the case that they are kids, you know, I would think that their conscience of having lived numerous lives, their conscience on how they're throwing, you know, and that there's some Arabic, Hindu, you know, gremlin, oompa loompa type type spirits that are living time and again, you know. That's what they are, you know. They're spirits that are living time and again and that are conscious of it. You know, when they die, it's almost like going to sleep, like having a dream. And you wake up and you're like, I'm a kid again. Fuck, they killed me. Something like that. That's my theory. I don't know, but you know, the world is out there. You know, there's magic, there's all types of things, you know, and this is my conclusion, you know, because there's people that are young, there's all types of people that I talk to that are like all ages, from being a kid, from being a baby to being a 21-year old, you know, all these ages, you know, because if you're 21 and you're older, you're an adult, well, it's logic that you act in a certain way. I can't prove that you know certain aspects that you're not supposed to know, right? But these kids, all these adolescents and kids, they act a certain way, you know, and they fall under this theory of hearing these kids talk shit, you know, they fall under this theory. And so, are they spirits that live numerous lives and are conscious of it? That's my theory. And we're going to find out because that's the only conclusion that I could come to, you know. And again, the aspect is pending. Moving on. Clones.